Hi, I'm Gigi.
And I'm Jeff.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you've been enjoying our channel, and we hope that we can be an encouragement to you during this difficult time. One of the things that we have found interesting is, you've seen all those signs, keeping calm and doing this and that and that and that. I'm sure you've seen those. Originally started somewhere. Do you remember where it originated?
Yeah, the expression "keep calm and carry on" it's a popular slogan used. It started in World War II. The British used it as a morale booster, if you will, or propaganda type poster that was made from it. But
we found in our research that it actually comes from the Bible. The scripture Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 15 says in part, "Your strength will be in keeping calm and showing trust." So keeping calm began a long time ago.
all of us are trying to stay calm and have trust in people's lives can get back to what we know as normal. And it's gonna take a long process. This virus is gonna be around for a long time. So I think most of us have realized that at this point in time. And we're doing just that. We're trying to keep calm, and we're trying to show trust in the system that things will even back out again. So
from being forecasted that the winter period would be the most difficult. So we're trying to encourage you how to be calm. And one of the ways that we do it is through our creativity and keeping our mind focused and engaged on something important to us. So we hope we can give you some examples of what we're doing and encourage you to also look to the YouTube channels. There's so many videos and tutorials about something that you want to learn, something that new that you want to keep yourself engaged in to pass the time until things are better. We thought we'd give you a little idea of some of the things we're doing.
Our younger years, we didn't have any internet. Even in the early years of the internet, it was limited.
So Jeff and I are both very creative people in different ways. Creative people have a great deal of energy, both physical and mental, and we used to have an abundance of the physical.
That's why I'm laughing over here.
But we're kind of spent, and there you go.
We have sun energy.
Yeah, but we have a lot of mental energy, like that sometimes gets almost too much. So it's exhausting if you can't keep engaged. So we spend several hours working on a single thing that holds our attention, and we seem to remain enthusiastic the whole time. So that's what you want to find, is something that like, it doesn't mean that creative people are like hyperactive or manic, but, well, maybe in my case. But we are imaginative and, curious, and we spend a great deal of time at rest, but our minds are exploding with thoughts and ideas, Are we gonna find a house in Italy, or should we go back to the United States? What should we do there? And designing and creating, and what room we would make over, and it gets like, so let's focus on one thing and try to find like handwork, for instance. Like if you're crocheting or things like that, it's so important because you're just thinking about, whatever you're doing, and
I never knew you could make so many things by crocheting. This crocheted things that I never knew existed.
It's fun too, and sewing and painting and crafting, DIYing, whatever works for you. So some of the things that have worked for us under lockdown is reading, studying, or artistically. A process. Usually for me, learning a new thing or trying to perfect what I've tried before, I get absorbed in the process, and then you fill your day with, the day's gone, you had a happy day, it's a relief of stress, and you focus your energy on something productive.
We all have certain things that we enjoy doing, and no matter what it is, fill up your time with those productive kind of things, whether it's conversation with friends and family, whether it's artistic things.
Or music.
Music. I like to sing, so I sing sometimes, and that lets my mind wander to another place, and I'm not focused on, are we going to get sick, and what are we going to do next week when it's the red zone and all that stuff, because you can be consumed by it, but you can't do anything about it. You can't control it. All you can try to do is be part of the solution. Wear your mask, stay home, only go out when you need to go out. grocery shopping is number one. We all like to eat, and that's kind of painfully obvious. But anyway, those are the things, and hopefully, if the more people follow some simple guidelines, the sooner this is going to be under control. So,
but in the meantime,
we
have to figure out how to get through it.
Right.
So one of the things. A favorite part of Jeff's creativity is his music, because he has the ability to harmonize, especially, it's fun because we would take road trips and we would sing together, and Jeff would end up harmonizing all the different parts, with himself, listening to himself singing, and on top of that, or I would sing one part and he would do another, and we would be at our destination in no time, and we had a good time. So
how we pass the time, very simple.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
Well, I had a chance to work on a painting that I have. I think it's right behind us. I don't know if you can see it in the background.
Oh yeah. It's right between us.
Yeah.
Right there.
So one of the things that we enjoy doing is on our walks is looking at the sea, and they have these beautiful frangioli that you look at, and they're just, where did they come from?
Well, I think it was from several hundred years ago, whenever Etna let loose at one point in time, and I think it was the lava flow that came down to the ocean that actually created them, along with some other very interesting rock formations and different things, and you can see it all down here at the coastline, and which is right down the street.
So one of our calming things is to walk every day, or mostly every day if it isn't raining, which it is today. But it helps us when we just look at the sea, and so I thought, let's focus on just painting a couple of... seascapes.
And one of my favorite things is watching Gigi paint. Now, first of all, we have to cover the area with plastic because it gets kind of physical, if you will.
Messy.
And the brush starts swinging and the paint starts flying, and she puts the music on, she gets in the groove, she gets the mindset she knows what she wants to do, and now it's to create it. And as each layer of paint goes on, if you will, and the colors, and it changes, she continues to fine tune it. So it can take some time to do it, but it's interesting to watch because she's listening to usually some kind of Italian music or something, and she's just very, very much into it. So her mind is completely entertained by her physical activity and the fact that she can paint and she's good at it. So to watch her do that out the window, I watch her through the window out the back door or whatever when she's out back on the patio,
dancing, throwing the paint.
And then I get to clean it up afterwards. So that's my involvement in it. Clean up the mess.
Well, you had to first get the frame ready because we got the only store that was close was right next to the grocery store, and it was a Chinese store, and it was a little warped. So Jeff put the little wooden pieces in. It's still a little.
It's okay. We make it work.
Yeah. So teamwork. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I have fun doing that, and that's what engages me. So it's like you get totally in the zone, engaged, and it's like kinetic energy. Because I can't even hear what's happening around me. I really get focused. And
so then after she does that, she's good till the next project comes along.
Yeah,
and there always has to be a project. There's always one in the works or in the planning stages. Or a few. Depends. We go from painting to crocheting to jewelry to something. There's something going on all the time.
Yeah, that's
and it's great to see somebody be able to put those thoughts and those emotions into a physical piece, if you will. It's very interesting to watch, and you can see the talent come out during each process.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
Well, you're entirely welcome, my dear.
Are you creative? Have you tried something new?
Sure.
Have you tried something new during this time? Many people think that they're not talented, they don't know how to do things, but the YouTube video tutorials are amazing. Like, I learned how to make jewelry just by watching. He was a jewelry teacher for a college in Australia or New Zealand. I can't even remember.
Somewhere.
Yeah, but he was amazing. And so usually the YouTube video tutorial will have your things you need. And so I would order those, and then I would get them, and then I would watch him, and I would pause it and, try it. And, but it's not perfect at first, but it's really cool to learn something new. So I encourage you, we encourage you to, look at the YouTube videos as something that's, interesting to you. And it might not have to be something crafty. It can be, learning to play a guitar, or learning to give public speaking, or perfecting, things.
I'll give you an example. YouTube is one of the greatest places to learn anything that you want to learn, no matter what it is. Subject matter doesn't make any difference. You can learn how to do almost anything.
It's true.
And since I was very young, I in my teens, I played drums and sang in a oldies type band when I was high school type age, that age group, that era. And then I graduated from that to country music. I sang and played drums and sang country for a long, long time. I took a few years off and went back to singing street corner harmony doo-wop. I learned how to harmonize and sing doo-wop. The last type of singing I learned was to sing in Italian. Yep. The very first song I learned was done by Andrea Bocelli, and it was Return to Sorrento. Yeah. And I sang it probably 5,000 times before I learned how to breathe, and I obviously can't sing it in his note because he has a very exceptional, incredible voice. But before I started that, I knew nothing about singing opera style or singing bel canto, as they say, which is not your voice in your throat. It's your chest voice, the voice that comes from down deep. So I learned how to do that probably 3 years ago, maybe. And now I can sing probably 20 different Italian songs. And
it's helped you learn the language, too.
It helps me learn the language and the words, and it occupies your time in a very positive, productive.
Vero mare quanto bello, spirtando sentimento, ama tu chitaramente, gascettato fea sonna, guardar con tristo giardino, siente strisce arance, lo profumo più sereno, dentro corre se lava, e tu dici parlo Dio, te aiuterò tu corre, da sta terra di amore, te lo corre non torna, ma non me la sa. Non darme stu tormento, torna Sorrento, bene campa. Vero mare di Sorrento, che tesoro te ne funo, chi è raro tutto mondo, non l'ha visto come ca. Guardar torno di Sorrente, che te guardano incantate, e te vogliono tanto bene, te belle serro passa, e tu dici io parlo Dio, te aiuterò tu corre, da sta terra di amore, te lo corre non te.
So if there's something out there that you always wanted to do, look it up on YouTube. and maybe entertain the thought of dabbling with learning how to do it. There's plenty of very talented people. They're doing woodworking, jewelry making,
Yeah.
painting, singing, guitar playing, piano. It's just, the list is endless. Keep at it. That's our best advice. Just involve yourself in a hobby and a craft.
Yeah.
Do it with your kids, do it with your family. You know, you can get online and compare notes with different ones, and there's just so much you can do.
Like
from
keeping calm
Yeah.
and being creative.
That's it.
Yeah. So sometimes it takes time to be rewarded for your efforts. I've been working as an illustrator with a writer friend of mine of a children's book, and we finally have it published. But it started, a long time ago. I think I've illustrated like 6 or 7 of her books. She's getting her website together and her store ready, but you can find her books on Instagram at Adventures with Harper Lee, and I'll leave the link below. And right now, I think Just Around the Corner Market is featuring her on Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave the links for those as well.
And it's taken several years for those books to develop and the illustrations to develop, and many hours of labor and comparing notes and in person over the internet, over the phone, whatever.
Yeah,
but
it's been a great.
It's
been a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, Jessica's great to work with, so
Fantastic.
it was good. When you're doing YouTube videos, you have to have a picture that people are going to look at, and it's a thumbnail that you have to add to your YouTube video. And they have people on YouTube that telling you, how to put words on top of it to, make it look interesting, to add to people finding you because, that's an interesting picture, because the first thing is always visual when you're searching for things. You'll put in the search engine what you want, what you're interested in, like travel, living in Italy or things like that. But when you go through, sometimes the ones that have a big sign or creative thumbnail, you get drawn to that. So I've been working on doing my thumbnails. Every time I do a video, then I do a thumbnail. And so I created Jeff and I on a Vespa, and he's holding on to his hat, because it's like you have to hold on to something because you don't know where this adventure will bring you. But it's like, let's live our dream, and we are. Even though it's a pandemic, we're still thankful for what we have, and we try to concentrate on that part of it for now.
So we just like to take this opportunity for thanking everyone that's following us. And again, we do this for our own entertainment and yours. Maybe we can help keep you informed of what's going on here and what's going on in the back in the States. We enjoy putting these things together and trying to compile this, and we hope it's helpful.
Yeah, we do. We sincerely are trying to be a positive influence on the people that subscribe to us, so that we can encourage you to keep calm, keep being creative, keep helping yourself with a way to keep the stress level down and be able to cope with what we all are facing around us and that we have no control over. So the only thing we can control is our reaction to that and how we can stay tranquil. So we love you guys. We're happy that you joined us today and hope that you got a laugh or some kind of encouragement or, a little push to learn something new and be creative. So keep calm and be creative. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.